The Greeks spent a happy night, with plenty to eat, talking about the struggle now past. For they had been 7 days passing through the country of the Kurds, fighting all the time. They had suffered worse things at the hands of the Kurds than all that the king of Persia could do to them. Xenophon the Greek, 400 BC. Today, the Kurds are still fighting with the army of Iraq. Some garrisons are deserted, others surrounded and besieged. At stake, oil. There are more than 200 Kurdish tribes. Hurki, Barzani, Hamawand, Akko. They roam the mountains to pasture their flocks. They fought each other and all invaders. Converted to Islam when the Arab conquest rolled across Asia 1,200 years ago. Their most famous warrior, Saladin, drove the Crusaders from the east. As years passed, some herdsmen made winter huts. Villages, then towns grew, and with them the idea of nation, a Kurdish nation. By the end of the First World War, Kurds wanted their own country. But when Britain, France, and America drew the new map of the Middle East, the Kurdish nation found itself in 4 countries: Iran, Turkey, Syria, Iraq. Iraq begins exporting oil in 1931. At the end of the Second World War, the Kurds, still oppressed, revolt. Their leader is Mullah Mustafa Barzani. He is driven to Russia with 500 followers, returns 12 years later in 1958 to lead the Kurds. Honest, dedicated, Barzani never wavers. Gradually, he unites the warring tribes. The Democratic Party of Kurdistan, formed in 1946, grows and strengthens. Between 1961 and 1970, Barzani wages war on the Iraq government. They try to assassinate him. In 1970, an armistice is signed. March the 11th, 1974, the agreement expires. Kurdish hopes still not fulfilled. They reject new Iraqi offers as insufficient and refuse to accept a ceasefire. The Kurds, 2.5 million, or 1/4 the population of Iraq, control this area. These Iraqi garrisons remain. Frontline villages are abandoned. Kurds come north to shelter, help, or fight.
My job is a civil engineer in the Ministry of Industry. I have just come from Erbil, which took me 2 days to get to Ramandus, because the traveling was on either walking or riding. I decided to come and be on the side of my people, the Kurdish people, which I really believe in the Kurdish cause. The people from all parts of Kurdistan, they are coming and joining the Peshmergas to fight for their rights.
They will meet all the newcomers from Erbil and Baghdad and Mosul to Kurdistan, one after one, and they will find jobs for them in one of the offices in Kurdistan.
I think about 15,000 or 20,000 we have seen until these days. We have given them military jobs and other jobs.
They came to here to serve Kurdistan and to be Peshmerga.
Men of the Iraqi army, Kurds and some Arabs join the revolt. They come to join the Peshmerga, the Kurdish guerrillas. They fight because they like to fight. They fight for Kurdish rights. They fight for oil.
Iraq actually is one of the richest countries in oil in the Middle East. It is now known to be the second in known reserves. Of these reserves also, most of them, or at least half of them, are in Kurdistan, the rest are in the south of Iraq. This oil has been used for building modern Iraq. Our share of the oil revenues had been bombs and airplanes which were used by the Iraqi government against our people during the last 10 or 12 years. We have not asked for oil revenues according to resources. We have said, being Iraqis, we have the right to ask for oil revenues and oil revenues according to population, so that our area, that is Kurdistan, our country, should develop evenly with the rest of Iraq. But the Iraqi government up to now has not accepted that. They have always treated Kurdistan as being outside the country when question of development come forward.
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله.
الاحترام والتقدير للقائد المؤسس واعضاء المؤتمر التأسيسي، ونذكر بكثير من الفخر والاعتزاز قوافل الشهداء العرب الذين قضوا في سبيل البعث واهداف الامة العربية في فلسطين وفي كل مكان من الوطن العربي. نتوجه بالشكر الأصدقاء الذين شاركونا بهذا الاحتفال، سواء بالحضور المباشر أم برسائل وبرقيات التهنئة. نتوجه بالتحية والتأييد لجميع الشعوب المناضلة ضد الإمبريالية وفي سبيل التحرر والتقدم في تشيلي وموزمبيق وأنغولا وجنوب أفريقيا وغينيا بيساو وإريتريا وكمبوديا
Agricultural engineers trained in Iraq who have come to Kurdistan. The British built a dam, Dukhan Dam, for irrigation and electric power. It was in 1958. There is place for the generators, but the government still hasn't put them in. All the agriculture projects are in the south. We have good land, but the farmers don't know how to use it, how to irrigate it. There are no tractors. The roads are very bad. If we have things for the market, we cannot take them there. A few people of the government own the land. We want each farmer to have his own land to work on.
جنبك تحت 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 هج استريح نصيب كاش ورقه استعد وما فيكم تركاري كردستان جمعت عندك ومديني حاضرين وما فيكم تركاري كردستان جمعت عندك ومديني حاضرين لما تنطوا فابرشتش منقلانا كردين لمردن آزادين لما تنطوا فابرشتش منقلانا
Only 3% of the whole Iraqi industry is in Kurdistan, and there are very few irrigation projects in Kurdistan, whereas most of the irrigation projects are made in the south and center of Iraq. There is plenty of fertile land and plenty of water and rivers in Kurdistan, which could be used not only to the interest of Kurdistan, but to the interest of all of Iraq, if it was done in a just way. To keep Kurdistan backward has been a policy followed by different governments. The Ba'athist government in '63 and the Ba'athist government now actually have followed this policy more savagely than any other government before. The number of people in schools in Kurdistan is far less than the number of people who are in school in the rest of the country, of course taking percentage of population into consideration.
پسیو نخوش پسیو دست پیدا عبی
نخوشی پسیو ویروسه توشی نخوشی کابنیا ویروسه یا خوب پیجمیه 12 قدم مکروب فریا برو это про пешего
Kurdistan is run by the Democratic Party of Kurdistan.
بابروين بتين ورقة والبقرين بروين
غير دنجي كردستاني عراقة لخي لقالة كردستان عراق للشام تورا براس عراق كردستان ساسي تركمانجا قسمه هنا إذاعة صوت كردستان العراق. This is the voice of Iraqi Kurdistan. هذه شورشي كرد بش دستور بجماهيري قل ليكولينويتي
When we
سياسية
start to broadcast again since the 29th of last month in Kurdish and in the other languages after our national daily paper in Baghdad, which was published in Baghdad, it was closed and it was confiscated by the government. So in order to reach the people and the public opinion, we had to broadcast in Kurdish, and now the people of Kurdistan, they want to listen to the Kurdish language, and the Kurdish language and the culture is everywhere.
هوارنا زانم سوي النارنجا شغب ميان ملا دما شعرانا ورا سيريكا قلي زوتوانا بولاي باوشي خوم النماويم بفكر وخيال خومن فوتاويم بفكر وخيال خومن فوتاويم مريم آمان مريم تاوزان مريم صابلغي
We hope and we work for an Iraq where the Kurds enjoy autonomy within a democratic government. The Iraqi people, Kurds and Arabs alike, they all demand democracy, and we shall fight for that. We hope it will come and it will establish democracy and give autonomy to Kurdistan.
السلام عليكم. السلام بخير بك. شلونك؟
The best weapon have is this mortar, which you see here, 120 mm mortar. It is the best, and we have some doshkas to hit the airplanes, but indeed. These weapons which we have is not good for this war against the weapons, Iraqi army weapons.
The Iraqi army, supplied and advised by Russia, is well equipped. Kurdish arms, some captured from Iraq, most bought on the international arms market and brought in overland.
herkes şula khud kara yani rana var. Söz böyle hoşuna ikisi.
Dubandi Kore Pass. The first line of defense.
Well, I joined the Peshmerga because it's our right to live and it's our own future, and every one of the Kurds should fight for such a thing. Well, we Kurds, the people living in Kurdistan, divided between 4 countries, the only thing that we want is to have our right to live with our own language and our own land in Iraq, and to have our own opportunity to do what we like and to behave as we like. The Kurds living in their place with their economics and with our own personalities, needing nothing more than our rights to live in our land, and that's all what we want.
يلا بروشوري دي بروشوري
أولى
لا بروين بتين ورقة والبقرين بروين يلا بروان بتين ورقة وين بروان